Let's do some common sense advice, shall we? I'm going to give you some common sense advice on how to reboot your thing. So you've got a thing that you do, such as a YouTube channel, a blog, or a criminally underrated online radio show. Mentioning no names. You may have noticed that your viewers or listeners aren't as enthusiastic about your content, and you don't feel like your thing is relevant to your audience anymore. What you need is a reboot. But Matthew, you insanely talented and handsome devil, I hear you say, how do I reboot my thing? Well, don't worry, folks, because Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice has got you covered. But in order to give that common sense advice, we're going to need a common sense advice sound bed. Oh, look, there's one there. Right, step 1 to rebooting your thing. Get J.J. Abrams on board. If anyone will be able to take your mediocre thing and turn it into a box office success, it's J.J. Abrams. If you can afford him, JJ can do for you what he did for Star Trek and Star Wars and make your thing into something utterly brilliant which millions of people will fawn over due to its mix of nostalgia and just enough new content to make it distinguishable from the original thing. If you've got JJ on board, skip the remaining steps. You're all good. If your budget doesn't quite stretch that far, try approaching Marvel or DC for similar, if not quite as good, results. Step 2. Tap into people's nostalgia. Make your audience remember what they liked about your thing. Most reboots work because they remind people of all the good things they liked about the original, while getting rid of all the stuff those people hated and adding in brand new things to hate instead. Make sure your thing contains at least 12 subtle references to the old thing, while also making references to how different the world is now compared to when your thing first started. These could be anything from props or set dressing in the background of your thing to simply repeating lines of dialogue from the original in a slightly different context. Step 3. Throw money at your thing. The best reboots work because they have a huge budget thrown at them. Look at the Transformers franchise. Can we not? Those films are only successful because the studio gave Michael Bay a pit of money to spend on CGI explosions. Unless you're prepared to throw your life savings at your thing and buy all of the things to make it work, your reboot is doomed to fail. Cheap and cheerful worked for the original, that's not good enough anymore. Cough up and make sure you spend lots of money so that everyone knows your rebooted thing is all shiny and new. Step 4. Feature the people who were in the original version of your thing. If there's one thing reboots can do, it's feature stars of yesteryear. Most of them are out of work and desperate for a paycheck, so they'll do literally anything. You could feature them in the form of a minor speaking cameo role or in the as a photo in the background, rather. Doesn't really matter. It's only so people can point and go, hey, it's that guy! For example, later in this series, Screw Love and Emily Caroline Edwards will both appear as parking attendants, dropping in classic lines from the original series of Tea Time with Matt, such as, I don't like mince pies, and you should listen to the Screw Love show Fridays 4 till 6 on Mud Radio. We didn't put a lot of thought into that one, if we're perfectly honest. Step 5. Put a new spin on your thing. Rebooting isn't just rehashing your old thing so it's basically the same but with a modern twist. Well, actually, that's exactly what it is. But there needs to be something new as well. You could try something like switching the genders of all your lead characters or presenters. That never causes any problems. Step 6. Advertise your rebooted thing. Through clever marketing, you can ensure that enough people are aware of your thing returning in order to make it a success. Try doing something viral, like a short video clip of a kitten sitting on something related to your thing, or something like that. People love kittens, right? That's bound to make them want to watch, listen to, or read your thing. And finally, step number 7, launch your rebooted thing. You've done it! Now sit back, relax, and await the online backlash. Oh, didn't I mention that? Yeah, people online will give you hell for trying to reboot something they liked years ago, even if it's a good reboot. Maybe consider turning off Twitter for a while. And don't check your emails. And redirect your post. Possibly even move house. Seriously. People get
maybe even move country.
Exactly. People get irrationally angry about this stuff. It's kind of sad, actually. And that was Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice on how to reboot your thing. As always, you are reminded that Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice is very much tongue-in-cheek and should be taken with a small barrel of salt. We are not responsible for you trying to do any of Tea Time Matt's common sense advice, and if you injure, maim, or otherwise harm yourself due to following Tea Time with Matt's common sense advice, it's your own fault, and you get one of these. Even the fail jingle don't want to talk to you. Oh dear. Chat room. Back soon, be good. Dog walk time, says Donald. Cool. Star Trek reboot has been good, says Steve the Landlord. I like the Star Trek reboot. I do. I've not seen the latest one. It's in our DVD collection. I'll watch it at some point. Ghostbusters, says Sarcasm Self-Test Complete. Cough.
Yeah.
Enough said on that, I think. And Sterling, Backlash for the win! Yeah, gotta love a bit of Backlash. It's your thing has not been rebooted successfully. Excuse me. Your thing has not been rebooted successfully if you're not getting online abuse for at least 12% of your demographic by the end of it. So, there should be hashtag this thing sucks or hashtag kill the person who rebooted this thing. You know, if you've not got all of that, then what's the point?